These are thousands of eggs. And these are my nasty shaky fingers. I got these eggs from a box that contained eggs from different animals, and I forgot what they are. But of course, as a biologist, I can make an educated guess. Great white shark. They are definitely great white shark eggs. But we will have to hatch them to be sure. I know they are aquatic because all the animals in the box were aquatic animals. So I'm adding a bit of spring water to this container to hatch the eggs. Spring water doesn't contain a lot of nutrients, so I'm also adding a bit of water from this established tank. Yes, I know, this tank looks like shit, but that is because the original inhabitant, Bob here, is long gone. Bob was a Triops that I hatched from eggs. Eventually he turned out to be a she, but I kept the name Bob. Bob lived a very, very long and happy life of about 3 months. Don't worry, Triops only live for about 90 days, so she got a full life. I'm dedicating this video to Bob. Leave a like to pay your respects. Rest in peace. Bob is gone, but she left a lot of nutrients in the water, and there's still a lot of life in this aquarium. These are amphipods, also called scuds. Fun fact about this animal: scud is a way cooler name for them, and yes, there are a lot of them. They are not the only life in this aquarium. There is also this snail that looks like it's practicing kissing for the first time. What I'm going to show you now is still my favorite footage I have ever shot. Is this the first time I'm using this footage? No. Is this going to be the last time I'm using this footage? Did I waste half an hour tracking snail shit in my editing program? Maybe. Now the whole point of me showing you this is that there are nutrients in the water. You just saw that snail produce some in excruciating detail. However, this water not only contains nutrients, but also infusoria. Yeah, I know, boring, but keep watching or you'll miss the great white shark hatching. So very quickly, infusoria are microscopic aquatic animals that serve as food for a lot of other animals. So I think whatever comes out of those eggs, great white sharks, we'll need those as food. Finally time to add the eggs. I'm very curious to see what will hatch. Luckily, I didn't have to wait long for that. Do you see it? Here is new Bob. Of course, Bob is still a baby, but I'm still 90% sure it's a shark. Many more will hatch soon. So now it's time to make a bigger aquarium ready for when they grow, and they will grow. And this is why these videos take me so long to make. The aquarium has to be put on just the right way. Nope. Almost. Yeah, that's the one. And now, a return of a fan favorite. Tiny shovel is the only way to add sand into an aquarium. And yes, I know, because I googled it. And of course, Google is always right. Google is not always right. I don't know why I always show close-ups of sand, but here we are. Let's check if we added enough sand. I think we need a little bit more. Yeah, that's it. Trust me, this is the best way to add sand. I'm a pro. And now it's time to add a piece of wood. The sharks need a place to hide. Because of that awesome camera angle switch, you probably think I have 2 cameras. Nope. I film one perspective, move the camera, then pick the piece of wood back up and cut at the right place. Is this stupid? Yes. But does it look cool? No. And this is why it takes me half a day to build a crappy aquarium that would take normal people like you half an hour. Although you made it this far into one of my videos, I don't think you're normal. In the meanwhile, I took some plants to put in the aquarium. And I don't know why I'm showing the Latin name, you don't care. These are all green water plants, that's all you need to know. I need to remove the foam, but I'm struggling. So I'm going to do this off screen. As a biologist, I don't want it on video that I'm destroying a plant. This Anubias plant doesn't like to be in the substrate, so I'm shoving it in between the wood. And of course, the only way to secure it is smashing it with a rock. Next is this other green water plant, of which I already forgot the name. Again, smash it with a rock to be sure it stays in there. I better hurry up with this aquarium because more and more sharks are hatching. At this point, I'm still 70% sure they're sharks. Here, a nice close-up of my hand. Last plant. And then of course, we still need to add one thing that makes an aquarium. A few rocks. Okay, now the animals can go in. Oh right, water. So now I'm stopping to pour, switching camera angle and starting to pour again. And again. And again. These videos are so fun to make. I don't know why, but I need to pee for some reason. Almost done. We just need to add a little bit of the herpes of aquariums. Duckweed. And just like real herpes, it doesn't want to leave you. 2 days later, the water has turned brown. These are tannins that come from the wood. They are harmless, but I still want to drain a bit of the water to make it clear again. I only have this tube, so put one end in the aquarium, suck on the other end, swallow a bit of nasty aquarium water, and let part of the water drain. Next, I added a bit of rainwater, and it already contained a bit of animals. These are the first one to go in, and they will be the roommates of the sharks. I think these are ostracods or sea shrimps. In the meanwhile, 3 days after adding the eggs, a lot of them hatched. After watching closely, I spotted Bob again. He was the first one to hatch, so he's a little bit bigger than the rest of them. But they are still very small, so very hard to film. Here is one in a single drop of water. It's tiny. That's what she said. At this point, I'm still 50% sure they are sharks. On day 4, not a lot has happened. Bob is still here, and the rest of the sharks have grown a bit too. At day 7, I began to worry. They have not grown as fast as I wanted, so I think it's time to transfer some of them to the big tank. And yes, the water has turned brown again, so I swallowed nasty aquarium water for nothing. Now, at this point, I have to admit, I don't think they're sharks anymore. I am pretty sure they are fairy shrimps. But hey, in my defense, that's an easy mistake to make. They look very, very similar. The problem is that fairy shrimps should be fully grown in 1 to 2 weeks. So Bob here is definitely not growing fast enough. This is what he could be, so I think it's time to feed him some more. And no, this is not spoiled milk. This is something much, much better. A yeast solution. Yeah, that isn't much better. But according to Google, fairy shrimps like it. And as we all know, Google is always right. There will be an update on Bob in about 2 weeks on my Patreon page. Don't worry, I will make it a free post so everyone can see it. Now Bob has one thing left to say. I knew it. Like always, don't click off. Click on this video in the end screen. It will help me a lot. Thank you to all patrons, members and everyone that watched. I think you'll like this video next. Bye.